ready to go? Oh yeah, man, you're good. And I mean, why is the camera down here? Why did you put anything up where it needs to be? What difference does it make? You gotta start off with your intro music is what you gotta do. Oh, you guys like me singing the intro song now? That's now that's part of my job. Dude, you started doing it. Just hit the music. That's good. That's good stuff. Yeah, you're still probably gonna get hit with a copyright for that. You think? I mean, do you own that? Yep, I own it. How's that possible? Hey, look, Joe's already here. And put it down. Get Joe in here. Can I wave at him first? I waved at him. Where you at, Joe? Can you just tell them what they're listening to? What is up, everyone? And thank you for checking out Don't Say the F Word. We are a pro wrestling and combat sports podcast. We do not use the F word when we talk about professional wrestling. You shouldn't let your friends use it either. Speaking of friends, why is Joe not here? What, am I just not good enough? Like you have to have Joe here? Looks like he's trying to be here. He sent a request. He's going to join the live video. At least it says he's going to. Whether he does or not is up for debate. How's that up for debate? It seems like something he'd want to do. It seems like something he should do. I think that's part of his responsibilities here, along with yours, as far as, performing our live intro. You guys got to get Joe in here. Joe doesn't know what's wrong. He said he's unable to join. Maybe I got to do something different. Let's see if that fixes anything for Joe. See if that helps Joe at all. Well, in the meantime, we're brought to you by our table. Hey, look, there's Joe.
There we go.
Yeah, buy our merch. This lighting makes me look scary.
I believe it. Okay. Yeah, right there, Mark.
Joe, how was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Went out, over friend's house, ate, got leftovers. Now you're about to go trash. But hey, it was good.
What was your favorite food?
I'll go with the stuffing, turkey, mac and cheese.
Do you like the traditional holiday foods? Yeah, Mark, we're getting into this here. Mark, you just hang out right there.
I would just say, just for turkey, I can understand eating turkey once a year. That I can deal with turkey once a year.
You know why? Don't nobody like turkey, man. Nobody likes turkey. Turkey tastes like farts. There, I said it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason why we eat turkey once a year. Because if it's not on a sandwich with mustard, mayonnaise, pickles, lettuce, onions, the shit ain't good.
True.
It ain't good.
Yeah, that's why my child, God bless her soul, her mama told her that turkey was chicken, and she said, "I'm eating chicken." I'm like, "What are you talking about eating chicken? This is what this is." I'm like, "Oh." So everybody looked at me like, "Why is she saying it's chicken?" I said, her mama taught her that it was chicken, so she would eat it. So I'm just sitting there looking all crazy, like, yay, chicken.
Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken's pretty readily available.
It is.
Why is fried chicken not what we eat on Thanksgiving? A bucket of the Colonel's extra crispy, I would always be thankful.
You can get fried chicken. You could have got fried chicken. Well, KFC went open on Thanksgiving. Nah, nothing was open on KFC. Oh, wait, Golden Corral had fried chicken. You could have went there and got it. They was open.
Right? I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know anyone who, tells me they love turkey. I've never been told this. In fact, every year at this time, I take a survey of people that I interact with, some of the people who work for me. I go, hey, what are you excited
for your holiday meals. Everyone says they don't like turkey. I've never had a person look me dead in my eyeball and go, I really love turkey. Nobody ever says that shit.
I'll say this. Turkey is good for the first 2 plates. When it's done out the oven, cool. But when you reheat it, like the next 2 days, it's like ain't that great.
The first 2 plates.
The first 2 plates, like
you were involved in a holiday meal situation that resulted in you eating 2 plates of food? Noted. All righty. We're going to bring this in. We're coming in real close. All right, listen. We are a very diverse group of people here at Don't Say the F Word podcast. My boy Mark here is very orange. Illegal brother-in-law Joe, he has some melanin. So I'm speaking directly to everyone who is melanin challenged. Wars were fought across the globe. Millions of people died for spices. White people, put spices in your damn food. Potatoes do not need to taste like potatoes. You can add smoked paprika to your canned corn. Crushed red pepper is delicious on everything. Black pepper is not spicy.
Only on rice.
Salt is not the reason you have high blood pressure. You have high blood pressure because it runs in your family, because nobody runs in your family.
That's a good philosophy.
I've said my piece. Additionally, if you can't cook, pay someone to do it. Public service announcement from me to all other white people.
Oh, no, I got what
you're making us look bad.
Oh.
I like spicy food.
Oh, now one more thing. Y'all don't need pasta salad at every event, okay? No pasta salad, okay? Just saying.
Well, I mean, it depends. Pasta salad can be delicious. I don't know how we got blamed for putting raisins in potato salad, because I have been to some very Caucasian events. I have never seen raisins in potato salad. Now my grandma was from the South, so her potato salad was potato salad.
That's good, dude.
But I have been to some very Caucasian meals in my lifetime that profoundly lacks flavor. I'm not saying it was anything in recent history. I'm also not saying it was a lifetime ago. People can do the math. I'm just saying, for the love of God, put black pepper in your damn food. Oh yes, I have been told I need to clarify from your sister that it is not her cooking that is ever brought into question. We use spices in this house.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Our food has flavor. We use spices. I mean, I don't understand what the hell happened. I know a lot of white dudes who eat like really spicy shit. Like there's hot sauces that are called like asshole reaper and stuff, and only white dudes eat that.
Okay. I got the great philosophy for this one. Hear me out.
Educate us, Joe. Do it for the culture.
I'm doing it for the culture. Since I'm the black guy, I got a lot of white friends, and I know the difference between the right friends. So let's just break it down to you. You got your we'll say you, for instance, the white friend that's been around the black people a lot, that knows all diversity. You know what the food tastes like. Now you got the other white side, the preppy white people with the rich background who just happens to make food the right way that their grandparents taught them, and then just add no spice, no nothing. They just know the basics, as in like, hey, make a hamburger, but don't know how to put no seasoning on it. Or like, I know how to make buffalo chicken dip, but I can't make some wings with like hot sauce. Just,
I mean, wings always got to kind of be spicy. I mean, even if you're making a plain ass wing, you at least got to spice up your life.
yeah, and the best. Oh, what happened to you?
I don't know. I am very small on my screen at the moment, so I don't really know what the hell's going on.
Normal size. Me. Normal size.
That works. I hope I'm normal size for everybody else.
But yes, that's what I can say. You got the white people that just been around all the cultures. Then you got the regular white people that just make things proper, that was taught to make it proper, but hasn't had that little spice to it.
So is this that difference between a white dude and a white man?
There is a difference, yes.
That's that's where we're looking at a difference.
We're looking at a difference. So think of it like this. Think of it like the hood white person versus the suburban white person. There you go. So you're technically in the hood version. You're technically in the hood version. You're not the suburb, but you're technically in the hood. So you know the difference. I
definitely understand how I would get classified as the in the hood white dude. I get it. The way people like their food is something that I find very interesting. That some things that people really like, other people simply can't stand. Like people's ability to tolerate spice levels. It's remarkable to me, some of the things that people will eat and tell me, oh my God, this is spicy. And I'll taste and I'll be like, this is like eating bread. Like, I don't get it. Or like, do you like black licorice?
Ooh. It was all right at the time. It was all right.
So I like black licorice. My daughter likes black licorice. My wife, your sister, doesn't like it. It's weird to me that humans like different taste. It's odd. I don't understand it.
You like candy corn?
Yeah, I like candy corn.
Because the majority of people don't like candy corn.
I don't understand what's not to like about candy corn. It's just really sweet.
That's not it.
Yeah, it's not like it's a like crazy flavor. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's just, I don't know.
Have you ate a fruit cake before?
Like a pre-packaged fruit cake, or like from the bakery I worked at in high school kind of fruit cake.
Either one.
I don't know that I've ever had the pre-packaged fruit cakes. I've had like homemade fruit cakes, like the bakery I worked at in high school. Your sister's made fruit cakes, like homemade fruit cake. I've had and I've enjoyed it, but like the packaged ones people always talk about around the holidays, I don't know that I've ever eaten that.
Oh, the packaged one. Ooh, that ain't the greatest, I can tell you.
Is it not good?
It's dry. It's completely dry, and what they got in it, the fruits, when they combine it all together, it just like make you want to drink a whole chug of water after you take the first couple bites out of it.
So the one my wife made, hers wasn't dry. The ones we made at the bakery that I worked at just really, really tasted like rum. There was so much rum flavoring added to those fruitcakes. that it just tasted like candied cherries and a rum and coke. That's all that shit tasted like.
I know. That's why I asked, because some people said fruit cakes are the best. And when I tried it for the first time, because it was a prepackaged, it was straight up dry, dry to that. I was in a little challenge to eat the first slice of fruit cake. That's what it was. That's what it was. So
that's not a good statement of your take. If there's a challenge to eat the first slice, that is not positive. Right
they had it in the box. It was packaged. They opened it, sliced it. I seen it like, okay. And then they like, first person to eat the first slice wins. I'm like, okay, then I ain't think nothing of it. And then, it was like, it was just dry. Like third bite, I was just ready just to get me something to drink and just chug it. But then, the more I drank, the more it just kept getting dry and like, ugh. I just wanted to finish it.
That
be done with
sounds terrible. Yeah, man, I don't think I've ever had a packaged fruitcake. Not that I can think of.
Yeah. That's all I can say about it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to try one. Now we've had this conversation. Next time I see a packaged fruitcake, I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna eat it on the show.
Okay.
Not the whole thing. I'm not eating the whole fruitcake.
Okay.
I'll put that out there. But yeah, I'll try a packaged fruitcake. Okay. Do you like Twinkies?
Twinkies are good.
I can't eat Twinkies. They're nasty.
They're good. I say this. Twinkies are good. You just once a year. You buy them once a year. They're good. They ain't like an everyday household item you need. If you buy a Twinkie.
Many years ago, yeah, I think your sister didn't believe me about how much I disliked Twinkies, and she made me eat a Twinkie while I was driving. Oh, I had to pull the car over.
That messed up.
Yeah. I think she's trying to get me in an accident and kill me. She claims that she just thought I never tried a Twinkie, and I was just saying that to say it. I just don't like it, man. I don't know, something about that taste. And again, that's really weird. Like, some people really like Twinkies. I can't stand the taste of a Twinkie.
Okay, Twinkie. What's another thing? How about pig feet?
Did you say pig feet?
Pig feet.
So, I've never tried pig feet. My grandfather used to eat pig feet. They'd be in the fridge all the time at my grandparents' house. Man, I don't. Yeah, I've never tried them, and I don't think I could, primarily because pig feet.
Okay, never mind.
Do you like pig feet?
They all right, but I wouldn't eat them ever. They all right. Let's see. What's another good thing?
Do you like olives?
Olives? Olives all right on the sub. They all right on the sub. I can see that. I know. Tomatoes. There we go. Tomatoes.
I'm all right with tomatoes. Okay. Some cherry tomatoes on a salad. If there's tomato on my burger, I don't throw too big of a fit, but generally, if I'm at a restaurant, I try to keep vegetables away from my burgers. I have a theory behind this. So I don't trust fresh vegetables near my beef at a restaurant because I don't trust it not getting cross-contaminated and me getting food poisoning.
That's fun. Never heard that way before. Okay.
I figured with the likelihood of the dude making my burger touching raw meat, good chance he's probably the guy assembling my burger. And if he's super busy, the likelihood of him going from raw meat to lettuce and tomato without washing his hands is pretty good.
Okay. I can see that. I see it. That's not
Right?
bad philosophy. That's not bad
Fast food
philosophy.
places, I don't really get too worked up about it because I know that meat ain't fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I know that meat's getting cooked to the highest of high temperatures, so it's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
damn near burnt, so no bacteria is surviving on top of that meat. And odds
Oh yeah, I know.
are all them vegetables are wilted anyway.
Oh, the vegetables are fresh there. I work at Burger King. I know this for a fact. The vegetables are fresh.
you know, you I give you shit for going to restaurants downtown in our city. And,
Mm-hmm.
but I will say, that Burger King downtown, if you go in the evening when all the young high school kids are working, they're on point. They do a great job.
Mm-hmm. They showing up to do. Oh, with that one lady running, I don't know the name, but the lady, the manager there, she like bossy, controlling, but they listen to her, and she gets it done fast for them
Yeah.
kids.
Now we've gone to the other Burger King over in Chestnut. That shit sucks.
Oh.
That ain't good at all. Like, we've been there for breakfast, dinner, any time of day. It takes forever, and the shit ain't good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they ain't seasoning the food in that area, but
That's like the main area I heard complaints from, just the fast foods over there. Now the restaurants, they are good, but just the fast food joints I heard complaints about.
yeah. All right, we covered the holidays. We covered the importance of seasonings and why there's been wars raged for centuries over salt and black pepper. Where do we even start about talking about this week in pro wrestling, Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to start War Games and work backwards? Do we want to jump all over the place? What do we want to do? Do we want to start with Ricky Starks?
Let's start with Ricky Starks.
Let's start with Ricky Starks.
My man, I feel bad for him.
You feel bad for him? Lay it on me. Why do you feel bad for Ricky Starks?
Okay. One, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I ain't gonna say he's in the top 10 of the best wrestler, but he is a good wrestler. But they got him right now, just doing nothing. He just went on CVD, just spoke his mind, told the good, honest truth how he felt.
Mm-hmm.
And then, next thing you know, being honest with the world, being honest how he feels, like he's not being used properly. He off TV for no reason, that nobody ain't got no idea to do with him. You get yanked from all other programs outside AEW. Get yanked. Can't go here, can't go there. He's just gonna be.
Well, getting pulled from GCW is reportedly not because of the Chris Van Fleet interview, but because of the shit Effie was talking about Tony Khan and Shad Khan in general.
Okay.
I don't know if it's truth. I mean, I seen what Effie said, but he's not under contract by GCW. He's not strictly a GCW. Right? He's just an indie guy, right?
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of what he does is for GCW, so I don't know if that necessarily makes sense. That just because he was talking the praises of the head guy at GCW, Brett, versus him not having a billionaire father and all the things that he said. I don't know if it makes sense that would necessarily be why they pulled Ricky Starks from GCW. I will say, from a business stance, it makes zero sense for AEW to let Ricky Starks wrestle for GCW. And I've gotten some heat for this, for the way I feel about it, but at the end of the day, Ricky Starks is a contracted wrestler for AEW. Yes, they're considered independent contractors. That's a whole different thing we could unravel if we wanted to, I guess. If pro wrestlers are really independent contractors or not. But he's got an AEW deal, right? He's got a contract with AEW that whenever he got hurt, they kept paying him. He has guaranteed money. So, yeah, he's not on TV. Sure, he's not. But he's still getting paid. It's not like they're not paying him. So, as a business owner, why would Tony Khan let one of his talents go work an indie show to make additional funds for themselves? The company has contracted this guy who's been paying him receives nothing for this. Additionally, they run the chance of Ricky Starks getting hurt on a GCW show. And if he gets hurt on a GCW show, then AEW can't use him for their show. And they still have to pay him to not work. How's that fair to AEW? Now, mind you, I don't just feel this way because of Ricky Starks. I felt this way about Mox, too. I said, why on earth are they letting Mox go and do these GCW shows? When if he gets hurt, they're screwed. If I was Tony Khan, I wouldn't let Ricky do a GCW show either. Because right now, Darby Allin's a nut, and putting all your eggs in the Darby Allin basket is risky business. So if Darby's going to be the guy to eventually beat Mox, but Darby's not willing to let a stuntman drive a car into a truck, if Darby gets hurt, you could plug Ricky Starks right into that Darby Allin spot. Because he's sitting at home and he's healthy and he ain't been on TV, and when you bring him back, the crowd's going to pop. But if you let Ricky Starks go out there and get hurt in front of 13 people at a GCW show, you can't bring him back. Especially a guy who's had a neck injury. So if Ricky goes out there and breaks his neck again, Tony Khan has to pay him to sit at home even longer and doesn't have him on deck. That's one of the amazing things that AEW has going for it that so many people shit on them for. Well, they're not using all their talent. You're right. They're not. But they've had all of their talent get hurt. And they've never missed a beat. You can pull anybody out. Take anyone in the upper mid-card or main event scene of AEW. You can pluck them out. And there's someone who hasn't been on TV. You can plug them right back in. We had a period of time where MJF was hurt. Adam Cole was hurt. Bryan Danielson was hurt. Mox was off TV. Kenny Omega hurt. Jay White was hurt. Yeah, Keith Lee hurt. All these people, all these big stars. The programming didn't miss a beat. Why? Because they have a deep roster that they're not working to death. And if they don't have something for someone right now, they're not having them travel. They're not having them do dark matches and risking injury for a match no one's going to see. They're saying, hey, you're healthy. We don't got nothing. Just relax. Someone's bound to hurt their ankle. And then we can just pull you right in. You're ready to go. Stay in shape. Don't get ready. Just be ready. It's a smart business.
It's a smart business. Yeah. But then on the other side of you gotta look at the person they hiring. Well, have under contract. That person getting bored, just sitting around at home doing nothing. Getting bored. They want to do something. They want to.
So here's one thing Ricky Starks never said in the Chris Van Fleet interview. There's one thing he nodded, he made agreeable sounds about, he wants to work, he wants to wrestle, alluding to he doesn't know why he's not being used. Chris Van Fleet never asked him, something I would have asked him, have you turned down creative ideas? I would have asked that. That was never asked. I would have asked.
Certain things you can say, certain things you can ask when they go on the show.
I'm sure there's like some stuff like that, but I mean, so Ricky never said that he's not turned down any ideas. He said he wants to be on TV, he wants to work. Also, one thing Ricky Starks never said was that he never said that he's asked for his release since they're not letting him work. So it's kind of the Miz's talking smack promo against Daniel Bryan. If you want to work so bad, why didn't you leave? If Ricky wants to wrestle so bad, and he's saying that AEW doesn't have anything for him, why has he not asked for an unconditional release? I'm not saying they would grant it to him, but if you really wanted to work and you were held by a contract by a place that wasn't letting you work, but they were paying you, why wouldn't you just go, hey, man, why don't you just let me go? You guys don't have anything for me. Instead of paying me to sit at home and not be used, can't I just leave and I'll just go work indie shows? You know, I would like to know. I would like to not have a non-compete clause. But let's work this out. Maybe I just do 30 days non-compete, but maybe I can go do GCW, and I'll just leave AEW. And maybe I'll explore WWE down the road if I get that opportunity. But I want to work. I don't want to sit home. Because that's something like so many talents have said, and people said it in WWE, you know, oh, well, Creative doesn't have anything for me, so I'm just sitting at home. No one's sending back a paycheck. Ricky Starks never said, I send the paychecks back to Tony Khan. I don't cash them. He never said that. No. Right? If my corporate employer said, hey, listen, man, we ain't got no work for you to do, but we're going to keep paying you until some work turns up for you to do. You know what I'm going to tell them?
Okay.
Cool. Right here by the phone. You guys let me know when you need me to do some shit. Until then, just make sure the checks keep clearing. And they're saying, hey, don't go looking for work elsewhere. We're going to keep paying you. Something's going to come your way. Don't worry. Like, all right, cool. As long as the check clears, man, I ain't going to go nowhere. I'll be ready. I'll be on deck. I won't have to get ready. I'll be ready. I don't understand how wrestling fans think that this is a negative. If they weren't paying him and holding him to a contract, like what happens in other combat sports, that's a different story. Now, you have the UFC has fighters such as Conor McGregor who have 2 fights left on their deal and aren't fighting. Now, his is a whole different reason. He has way too much stuff going on for me to ever get into. So we'll use a make-believe fighter. We'll say Bob Jones. There we go. That seems like a name no one had. Has a deal with the UFC, and he signed a 5-fight contract with the UFC for $20,000 to show, $20,000 to win. And he's had 3 fights. He's got 2 fights left on his deal, but he wants to go do other shit. And they say, yeah, no, we're not going to let you go do other shit. You have 2 more fights you have to give us. And I go, okay, well, who do you want me to fight? And they give him someone way outside of his skill level. You know, Bob Jones has to fight John Jones. And I don't want to fight John Jones. That's not going to help me any. He's going to knock me out. There won't be a competitive fight. That's what we got for you. So they turn that fight down. Well, now inside of 6 months, they have to offer him another fight. And they're going to offer him somebody else who's outside of his skill level just to keep him held to that contract. That's why Nick Diaz is still under a UFC contract that has never fought anywhere else. Because they keep offering him bullshit fights within the timeline of when they have to offer him fights by his contract and won't let him out the deal. That's bullshit. But if they were still paying him, that kind of ain't bullshit. And the biggest thing of all, and I say this about every pro wrestler who bitches about their deal and everyone everywhere who bitches about what they make from where they work. Why'd you take the deal? Ricky knew this was part of the deal. If Creative doesn't have anything for you, it was a great thing whenever he signed that contract, I bet. Hey, if Creative doesn't have anything for me, I don't have to travel. I don't got to show up and sit in catering. They're not going to make me be there to do dark matches. If I'm not on a storyline that's on TV, I ain't got to go anywhere. Now, all of a sudden, it's a bad thing to get a paycheck. Do I make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Had to take the deal. And all these people who like, oh, AEW is not using this person right. AEW is not using that person right. Go back to WWE. Keep in mind, a large chunk of the AEW roster they have today, they signed because WWE released these guys during the pandemic when they were bringing in record profits, and they cut them due to budget cuts. That's why Malachi Black is there. That's why they signed Miro. It's why they signed Claudio. Because WWE was letting people go in over there and making money hand over fist, and Tony Khan decided, hey, I'll pick these guys up and get a paycheck.
Claudio, he ran his contract out.
Yeah.
He worked through his contract.
Yeah, he didn't get released. He went to the end of his deal and signed with AEW. And granted, I'm not saying they've used all these people right, but people bitching about their contract. Why'd you sign the contract? You knew the stipulations. You knew if they didn't have anything for you, they weren't going to make you travel. But now all of a sudden that's a negative. Oh, they don't got nothing for me, but they don't want me showing up to TV. When if they would have told Ricky Starks since March, hey, show up to every TV taping. We want you there Wednesday and Saturday, just in case. Just in case. That would be the bitch. Oh, yeah, they make me show up. They're not even put me on TV. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Your job's literally saying you ain't got to show up for anything, but we're going to keep paying you until we have work for you to do. That sounds like a net positive to me. That sounds like the greatest employer on planet Earth. We openly have no work for you to do, but we're not going to let you go. We're not going to fire you. You're not getting laid off. We're not even cutting your pay.
But you got to think about it like this on the other side of it. When you get bored, just sitting at home, getting paid, you have, let's just say, a whole year, no work, no nothing. You still getting paid. You got to do everything you want to do. Explore the world, go to Disneyland, California, New York, even the Canadian version of Niagara Falls, which I still gotta go see. But just saying. And then you're like, okay, did all my fun share. I'm ready to go back to work. I spent all this quality time with my kids doing this and that. I'm ready to come back. Let me do something.
Let me do something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, AEW has several different YouTube shows that they do. They have that thing that RJ City does, where he did the AEW, where he interviews people. They have whatever that meal and a match show is that Mox's wife does. I feel like probably had Ricky wanted to, he probably could have been involved in one of the AEW extracurriculars. Because he seems like a guy who could probably pull off one of those AEW extracurriculars. He takes a lot of pride in being very witty, and he does seem to be very quick-witted, quick with a comeback, quick to talk shit. I think a talk show style segment with Ricky Starks probably would have been a good ratings draw. Something akin to like the Grayson Waller effect, or one of those types of things. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if he put together a creative pitch for that for AEW, I don't see why they wouldn't have booked that if that's what he was interested in doing. Because that seems like that'd be a great addition to the TV programming. If every Saturday night on Collision you had, I don't know, Ricky Talks with Ricky Starks, a good little 5-7 minute segment of TV, I think that would probably be a beneficial thing to the program. I'm not going to trademark Ricky Talks, AEW, Tony Khan. If you're watching, feel free. You can have that gift from me to you. Yeah, you got to send me a hat. I don't know. But I feel like if something like that was pitched, I don't know why they wouldn't take him up on that, because I think that could be good TV. But in the landscape of AEW, where it sets today, where would you put Ricky Starks at on the card? Where would you book him? I don't know where he fits on the TV program other than randomly on Collision. He doesn't fit into Dynamite at all.
He would be the blue side Collision in that Continental Challenge.
Oh, in the C2 in the Continental Classic, throw him onto the blue side bracket. Okay, but where does he fit as far as like a story goes? Because like, I kind of feel like the men's singles division of AEW has moved on beyond what Ricky Starks could bring to the table currently. That's not the same. Oh. I'm not saying something negative. I'm just saying I don't know where he fits, because now we have your Will Ospreays, we have your Kyle Fletchers, we have Ricochet. So we have some amazing in-ring teams. Oh, that is a level above Ricky Starks.
I know where to put him at. Danny Garcia, he starts the open challenge for the TNT Championship.
Bring Ricky back and throw him into that mix.
There you go.
You could have Ricky Starks take the TNT Championship off of Danny Garcia. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm on board with that. Have that be your Collision thing. Throw Ricky Starks right back into the mix with that. Sure, absolutely. It does pull Danny out of the idea of being against the Death Riders, but I feel like that occurred and then immediately fizzled out whenever they moved him on to Jack Perry feud. So I think that kind of works.
Mm-hmm. Just like they did with Max and Swerve. They just threw Max in there, and now Swerve is like he done with the Hurt Syndicate. He's on this Max.
Yeah. Which I guess whatever puts an end to the MJF and man, you could work Ricky Starks in to put an end to the MJF and Adam Cole feud too somehow. You could have Ricky Starks show up and cut an anti-MJF promo and just something to make people forget that we're trying to have MJF feud with Adam Cole still.
MJF going back for the ring. He wants to keep that 7th-year ring.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's gonna be.
I just think that the Adam Cole thing just has gone too long without being put to bed. That it's just really missing the mark.
Really. Yeah.
Yeah, I think your idea of having Ricky Starks dethrone Danny Garcia is the best option for Ricky. I really do.
Yeah, I'm saying open challenge. He just starts open challenge and starts fighting everybody, and they'll say Ricky would be like the 3rd or 4th person.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good spot. Mm-hmm. And a good reason to not have him go to GCW.
Yeah.
Keep him healthy. Keep him ready. So, we touched on the Ricky Starks thing. Touched a little bit on AEW, which I thought Dynamite was a really good show. I enjoyed Dynamite. I thought it was a good follow-up to the pay-per-view without like needing to revisit everything from the pay-per-view in full detail. I think moving straight into the Continental Classic was probably a good move after a good pay-per-view.
That was. I think I thought Okada had a belt. I'm like, he ain't got no belt, but he's in it.
Well, he's still technically the Continental Champion.
Yeah, but he's in it. That's why I got confused. He's in it.
Yeah, so I don't really understand that necessarily. That the Continental title is defended throughout the tournament, no matter what. Even if Okada doesn't get to the finals, it's still up for grabs, so he doesn't have to make it there. Now, I would imagine that the finals will be Okada versus Will Ospreay.
Nah.
No? You don't think so?
I think it's going to be between. I would say Kyle Fletcher and Shelton Benjamin.
I mean, Shelton Benjamin did pick up the win over Mark Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
So he got his 3 points on the board. Claudio got his 3 points. I was very surprised that Claudio beat Ricochet. That was surprising. But the good thing is, like, this isn't single elimination. This is a different type of tournament. So Ricochet's not out of it. He's still in there.
I think the best you gotta get 15.
I think so.
15.
Like, I thought Dynamite was great because Dynamite was very surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Ricochet was going to beat Claudio, and he didn't. I thought Darby Allin was going to beat Brody King, and he didn't.
Okay, I was happy for that one. Woo.
Me too. Because I don't think Darby should ever beat Brody.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't make any sense for Darby to ever beat Brody. But
I can say this: Brody did the right thing by going back into the ring and saving him from Claudio. That's nice of him.
Now here's my thing. So this coming Wednesday, this Wednesday we'll dig into this deeper. But now we have Claudio versus Brody.
Ooh.
I think Brody should win.
Brody should win, but I just got this feeling Pat going to help him somehow. Pat and Wheeler going to help him win.
Yeah, and here's the thing: if they do that, then we're building for a feud of the House of Black against the Death Riders. And I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the Continental Classic really sets up a great opportunity for AEW to build new and grow existing storylines in the realm of a tournament that's disguised as complete sport. It's fantastic. It's set up in a fantastic way that's super engaging, and I have no idea what the hell's going to happen because this past Wednesday looked very cookie cutter. Clearly, Ricochet is going to go over on Claudio. He's the new toy. He's gonna have to win. Darby's clearly lined up to be the guy who's going to beat Mox. So, because he's got, he's the vigilante Sting right now. So he's got to be the guy against Mox World Order. So he's definitely going to go over Brody. Neither of those things took place. One thing that did happen on Dynamite that I kind of feel like we need to talk about today.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Jericho versus Ishii.
That shouldn't have happened.
So why do you feel like, because like a lot of people very negative opinions of this match.
Okay. This is just me, my opinion. If you look at Jericho and Ishii, if I said his name right,
Tomohiro Ishii, Big Tom.
He just slow.
He is. I mean, he's the
slow.
Stone Pitbull.
He's the Stone Pitbull.
That's his name. He's the Stone Pitbull. I mean, he's not built to be quick.
Yeah. But right now, they're both up there in the dang 50s, and he is way slower than Chris Jericho is right now. And with that being said, that could have been like a quick 5-minute match for Jericho and be done with. Probably we'll say 3 minutes. Done enough with. To me, that was just like a waste of time. And the week before, having to pin, chasing around the whole entire arena for walking slow.
That was bad. That whole him following him through the arena was a waste of 2.5 minutes of television.
Yeah, that
WWE would have made an Intercontinental title match happen in that 2.5 minutes.
Yeah. So that was like what 5-10 minutes of just I'm not signing up there, and then just
It was so bad.
whoever. I'm like, okay. And then how they made it to the ring through the crowd, it was just I don't got a pin. Here you go. Pin was in his shorts at the whole time. So I'm like,
Yeah.
and that could have been just something on a rampage. There you go, rampage.
It seems to me that there's a belief that having Jericho be Ring of Honor World Champion again is the way to get a TV deal for Ring of Honor.
I can see that.
And there's also like the speculation was that Tony Khan was offered a TV deal for Ring of Honor by the CW and he turned it down. And that's the deal that WWE took for NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's holding out for something else for Ring of Honor. I don't think Chris Jericho as Ring of Honor World Champion is necessarily the way to get a TV deal if you were pitching it to a wrestling fan. Like, I don't know what it looks like whenever you're trying to convince Fox to give you a TV deal for Ring of Honor. Like, I get that the Fox executives know who Chris Jericho is, so I guess maybe that's what makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to ask you, clearly neither of us are corporate executives for Fox.
Okay.
Who do you want to see as the Ring of Honor World Champion, and who would make you be interested in Ring of Honor as a product, as their World Champion, or just in story, or like that story could be built around? Like, what would pull you into Ring of Honor?
Okay.
Let's say Fox gives them a deal.
Okay.
Like, here you go, man. We're putting you in the. We're not going to give you the SmackDown time slot. We're going to give you Thursday. We're not going to go head to head with SmackDown and USA. We're not giving you Friday night. We're going to give you Thursday night, 8 p.m. What do you want to see as the main event scene of Ring of Honor? Like, what would hook you in as a wrestling fan?
Okay. All right. I would say this. Corporation side, I'll speak for corporation side. Corporation side, there'll probably be people our age or younger who's in the corporation, or no, I would say our age, but older guys, probably about 55s. We'll say in the 55s.
Yep.
They would think, in order for Fox to get this contract, you need a Mox or a Jericho, somebody that has a name that they've seen before, that they know of. The fans and your parents would know. Everybody knows Chris Jericho. So bam, deal. I can understand that corporation side. You need somebody that everyone knows, not like, I never heard this guy. I don't know who he is. I had never seen one match. But everybody done seen the whole Chris Jericho match. So completely understand the corporation side. Now, fan-wise, for me, if I was going to tune in to Ring of Honor, AEW has Ring of Honor. And if I was to tune in, I would say I would go with either Adam Cole or MJF for the Ring of Honor. Adam Cole, because if you look, he's been on WWE. Some people up there know who Adam Cole is. And if they watch the NXT Gold brand, they know he came from Ring of Honor.
Do you think Adam Cole is a guy who would hook casual fans?
I would think Adam Cole will hook the OG Ring of Honor fans back into it.
All right.
And why would I say MJF? And as I pick MJF is he's a guy that still is. He's in the top 10 of under 30. He made it.
Yeah.
He's a star right there.
Yeah.
Now, MJF, that could be his show.
It could be the MJF show.
It could be the MJF show, Ring of Honor. Like, he could talk shit about the old Ring of Honor and say, this is the brand new Ring of Honor. This is my show. I'm your champion, and I'm going to make Ring of Honor the best show, better than AEW.
So, I mean, he did cut that promo at the pay-per-view where he said this piece of shit company, or dog shit company, about AEW. Today, I watched the best commercial for Ring of Honor ever. It was about an hour and 40-some-odd minutes long. It's available on YouTube. It's part of WWE's Vault YouTube channel. And it's CM Punk Best in the World documentary. Remember the DVD they put out back in like 2013? They put that thing on YouTube, whole thing. And it is a Ring of Honor. It's a Ring of Honor commercial. Talk about the history of Ring of Honor. You got Punk sitting in a Ring of Honor ring through a good chunk of it. Shows a whole bunch of his stuff he did in Ring of Honor. And I think about, like, you know, Jericho's not the guy to build Ring of Honor around. He just isn't. He doesn't have a real history there. And I just think overall, wrestling fans have turned on Chris Jericho. Ishii is definitely not the opponent to showcase Jericho around. There's only one option of that to really like showcase Jericho. You need someone with good mic skills, and let's face it, they're just not going to sign Enzo. But if I look at like ROH, like how would I think the guy to have Jericho feud with, if you really want to get casual fans, executives, and hardcore wrestling fans, like the old Ring of Honor fans, I think the answer for your Ring of Honor problem is Edge. I think you have Edge and Jericho feud for the Ring of Honor belt to get that mainstream interest, because you have two WWE guys feuding for the Ring of Honor title. And then you have the story in the background that Christian Cage has that contract to cash in. What if Christian cashed in? What if Edge beats Jericho for the ROH title, and then Christian cashes in on Edge and takes the ROH title? Now you have 3 WWE guys involved in your ROH story that will hook casual fans who are maybe lapsed wrestling fans who don't like the PG product that is WWE, which, I mean, we could talk about War Games having no bloodshed if we want to, but, I mean, the guys who are watching Ring of Honor from 2005 to 2015 probably aren't enjoying what WWE programming is. They're probably watching AEW. They're probably tuned into New Japan. That audience probably isn't watching WWE right now anyway. But then you just have bigger names. You have some notoriety there. You can talk about their world champions in all these places, and that might help get Ring of Honor a TV deal. Then you can introduce, you can have those two be your cornerstones of your main event of Ring of Honor, but you can build up younger talent around that. And those guys could lose to anybody at any given time. It doesn't hurt them at all. They could put anybody over.
Yeah.
And anyone they put over would immediately be elevated. Yeah, the Jericho Ishii thing, just a painful miss.
It was.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know. Let's talk War Games. War Games. I haven't rewatched anything from War Games. I watched what I watched on the straight through. Full disclosure, people, I fell asleep. I seen how the show ended live. I seen important shit. I didn't miss the whole thing. But yeah, man, I fell asleep. And that's something I want to talk about. So we
got over about 9:30.
Okay, first of all, the whole thing was over at like 10 something, right? I don't know what time. Listen, I'm old and I fall asleep early. But We'll dissect some of the other matches, but I want to address the War Games match as a whole, really quick.
All right.
So I don't think we need to unpack. So many people are distraught because Rock didn't show up. There was no turn on Roman. Those are all things we all speculate in fantasy books anyway. So people who are mad about that are silly. Here's my issue with War Games. This is my complaint. Because I say, it was not a great premium live event in my opinion from my first watch through. I blame the War Games matches themselves. It takes 25 minutes for the damn match to start.
That's how War Games is.
Listen, and I'm an old school War Games fan.
Mm-hmm.
The match, the style of the match has to evolve. It doesn't work anymore. Because what the hell are we holding them in the cage for? Hear me out. Just hear me out on my idea, and then you can rebuttal back to me and tell me how I'm wrong.
Okay.
How long do they wait in the cage for before? Because you have the match the week ahead of time or day ahead of time to get the numbers advantage to have the second person come in. It's what? Okay. 3 minutes?
No. The first one is 5, then it drops to 3.
Okay. So it's 1-on-1 for 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Then it's 2-on-1 for 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And then we're bringing people in 3-minute intervals after of team.
3 minutes. 3
so
minutes.
I'm right on my math of roughly 25 minutes before the match begins.
I'll go with that.
But let's just work with it. It's an easy number. You have to watch 25 minutes of professional wrestling before a professional wrestling match begins.
Yeah.
For 25 minutes, no one can win.
No one can.
Sometimes on Monday Night Raw, there's barely 45 minutes of professional wrestling. And you want your fan base to watch 25 minutes of professional wrestling where no one can win. There can't be a winner for 25 minutes, Joe. I want to make sure that's a tough thing to swallow. Like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson was 4 rounds before it could become official, before there could be a winner. And everyone went, what the hell is this? WWE did 2 matches on one premium live event where for 25 minutes, no one could win. Nobody could win.
That is true.
So hear me out. I would like for either War Games to start when War Games starts. Let's put 5-on-5 right out the gate. Or, because the number advantage thing is kind of important to the story. Can't we have it just be 30 seconds? Couldn't the holding, because here's the thing, and this is what always happens in a War Games scenario. It's happened since the dawn of time. Since Dusty Rhodes first said, I want to make the match beyond. You have that numbers advantage thing happen. And what always happens? The heels always have the numbers advantage, and somehow the long babyface always rallies a comeback at 2.5 minutes in. It lasts for a minute. Then the heels turn it on for the last 30 seconds before the next babyface comes in and gets things even. What if it was just 30 seconds? And what if in that numbers advantage, they just beat the piss out of the babyface? No comeback. No rallying. It was, here's how the numbers games work, and I know a lot of people haven't been in a fight. Here's the thing. This is how numbers game works in a fight. Whoever has the more people always wins. Anyone you've ever talked to in your life who's ever said, I was in a bar and I beat up 6 people. No, he didn't. He's a liar. No one wins that fight. One person walking God's green earth wins a fight against 6 other men. That's Boss Rutan. Nobody else wins it. Everybody else gets their ass kicked. John Jones loses to 6 8th graders. That's what happens. I'm sorry. That's the reality. Joe, you're a tall dude. You are a big man. 6 8th graders will beat your ass. You can't win. It's a numbers game. You can't win this fight. So how come we can't just have 2 guys beat the piss out of 1 guy for 30 seconds? No mounting a comeback, no landing a Superman punch. He just gets his ass beat for 30 seconds. He gets tripped, he hits the mat, and they just stomp him for 30 seconds. Then you bring the other guy in. And then every 30 seconds, you just keep bringing guys in. We took 25 minutes, and we wrap it up into a nice, neat package in 5. And my old ass don't fall asleep. WWE is the only wrestling promotion that could take a 5-minute 2-on-1 beatdown and make it boring. No other wrestling promotion could effectively do this. It seems impossible that 2 guys beating up 1 guy could be boring. But WWE manages to micromanage the entire thing down to every minute detail where I fall asleep. Give me 30 seconds of 2 dudes just stomping 1 dude in the head. I could watch that. It could be 30 seconds of 2 guys having 1 guy in the corner just chop.
Well, I can say this. If you go back to the original, it was 5 minutes. Legit. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Every man was 5 minutes.
Have you gone back and tried to watch those?
I did not.
Listen, I don't know if it's the access to so many screens that have really made my ADHD this much worse. It could be. I don't want to tell you how many screens are on around me right now. It's a lot. Maybe that's the issue. But you go back and we'll try and watch.
I can say this though. At
the Dangerous Alliance versus Sting's Battalion, or whatever the hell it was. It was a rough go. It's a rough go.
That one. That one at the Fall Brawl. I forget which one it was, but DDP pinned someone. I forget. And that was it. The match was over with. And that's why they came up with the new stipulations for it, because it would have all of them in there, but when we get the pin, he won for the team. Mm-hmm. That was it.
I thought that if you escape the ring, your team loses clause is a good clause to have in there. So if you try to run away, mm-hmm. So that way if you have some chicken shit heel, they can't just try to escape and not get beat. I think that's a good thing to throw in. Yeah. But I just don't think you need to make us wait 25 minutes for the damn match to start. It's fine if it's everyone has to be in there. But that's cool. Yeah. Get everybody in there faster.
They try to make it better. They try to make Survivor Series for the War Games.
Triple H, I know you watched the show. Maybe you're busy this evening. Michael P.S. Hayes, I know you're watching. There's no chance Doc Hendricks isn't catching us. Man, just speed it up.
Okay. So what, they should just drop it to 2 minutes?
No, 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds, get a new guy in there.
There'd be no point of having the War Games in just 30 seconds.
A lot can happen in 30 seconds. Most fights that happen in general are less than 30 seconds. Let's take the element of sport. Take combat sport out of it. Yeah, MMA, it's 5-minute rounds for that's not it. Watch a street fight. Street fights are wrapped up in 30 seconds. Especially 2-on-1. 2-on-1, you're done inside 30 seconds. If you are a lone person being attacked by 2 people and it goes longer than 60 seconds, you are a world-class fighter fighting two dudes who have never been in a fight before. Because the situation is pretty dire. If one guy's in front of you and one guy's behind you, you're getting your ass kicked. It's just how this is going to happen. It's very rare that it doesn't pan out this way. There's no reason for it to be 5 minutes of 2-on-1. You're not mounting a comeback. It just that's not. It's hard for me to suspend my disbelief. It becomes very difficult.
Okay. I get it. I get it for you, but yeah, I can say it.
Maybe I've picked this apart too much. I don't know.
No.
I'm just saying.
No.
Just.
It's 3 minutes. That's all. 3 minutes.
I do enjoy the two. I do like the two rings in the big cage. I had fun watching it get built yesterday.
I try to look for that, but I'm like, I'll watch it later.
Overall, man, what'd you think of the War Games show? What matches stood out to you? What did you like? Anything you were shocked about? Because I was shocked that Shinsuke became U.S. champ.
Now that I was really shocked about. He did the Kinshasa. I'm like, he gonna kick out of it. Didn't kick out of it. I would say, if I had to pick the show, I'd give so a good B, because it was good.
Okay.
If you break down, like you said, the times that that 25-minute gap, they all went in. The women's match, it was good. It was decent. When they all got in there, like that first 10 minutes, it was kind of boring. But when they all 5 was in there, it worked out. It worked out better, okay? I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
So once everyone got in there and the match started, it got better? What if we just started off good? Wouldn't that be something?
I'm just throwing it out there. And let's see. But the best thing I could say about last night that was the main attraction that got me the most, the triple threat.
The IC title triple threat?
The IC triple threat.
That was a good match.
That was a good match.
Very, very good match. I would say that match stole the show.
It did.
Which, going into it, I think perhaps I had too high of expectations for the men's War Games match, that I was not expecting the triple threat to steal the show. So it did fantastic with that. I'll just go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. That was my match of the week.
I was going to say that too.
All right.
I was going to say that.
So there we go.
I was going to say that. Last night. Ooh.
Yeah. I was shocked that Shinsuke won the U.S. title. With that, I want to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Is he just going to drop it back to LA Knight? Or is he going to immediately drop it back to a returning Logan Paul?
No.
Do you think they're going to give Shinsuke like a real title run? Are they going to let him? Because they've presented him fantastic in these. He's been back for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
And they've presented him well.
Mm-hmm.
Jazzed up his entrance. Didn't let him look stupid. He didn't have to use the mist to win the title. He just straight up won.
Mm-hmm. I'll say this.
What do they do next? Does he get a good run?
I think this Shinsuke Nakamura, this is like the best version of him right now so far. He could be a heel. He could talk to us in English, and then in his language, talk shit about his opponent, and nobody don't want to know what he's saying. And then we do the little translation on the screen. That's good. And the way they got that little Japanese helmet he got now.
He looked like Shredder. That samurai, his samurai mask and head. He looked like Shredder.
Yeah, and at first I thought the little bottom part, I thought that was painted on because could like his paint on with his face when he took the helmet off himself. But he had a mask on for that covered his mouth. And that would make it look like interesting, good. And the way they got him, he's not coming out in red. He coming out like kind of black with like, I don't know, kind of paint, battle face war on his face, paint.
You know what I would like to see? I would like to see them give him a manager. And I would like for it to be the Great Muta.
The Great. Oh, okay. That'd be great.
You know, I know, hey, Muta's retired. I know he's not going to get in the ring. I know he's not going to see, action in the ring. But, man, how great would it be to see Muta and Nakamura walk to the ring together at WrestleMania with Shinsuke as U.S. champ?
Mm-hmm. But I don't think they're going. That would be great. That'd be like, it'd be good for him to have a manager, but he could be the silent warrior. He really don't need no manager. He could be.
Here's the thing, man. If you give Shinsuke a heater manager like the Great Muta, you could justify Shinsuke beating anybody on the roster. Because all you need is a little bit of manager interference.
That'd be great.
Shinsuke would never have to hit anyone with the mist again because Muta could do it.
And that would be my dad's favorite guy right there because he got the Great Muta by his side.
I mean, you could give Shinsuke a very lengthy run with the U.S. title with Muta by his side.
Mm-hmm.
Because Muta could hit people with the mist. Like, if Shinsuke's in trouble, Muta's there. And he doesn't have to take bumps. He doesn't have to get physical. He just has to hit the mist.
That's true. Yeah.
Or you give him to Jiri. But I would prefer it to be Muta.
I think Muta would be better. Muta better at it.
Old Samurai, less Old Samurai. Because Shinsuke is not young.
No, he's not. But that's why I say he's gonna have that belt for a while. He's gonna have it.
And it could be a good feud for AJ whenever he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever that may be.
I don't know. But
and we could wash the taste out of their last feud out of our eyeballs. Because that was not great. Gunther is still world champ.
He's still the world champ. Mm-hmm.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Are they turning Gunther babyface?
Not sure.
You don't think?
No.
I felt like him, not having the confidence going into this, and then his conversation after the event seemed a bit more humble, a bit more vulnerable, and I felt like it was kind of opening things up for Finn to play the heel opposite of Gunther's babyface. And I personally think that's a mistake.
I think he's still. I think he's still gonna be the heel champion, but I think just at the press conference they got the nice version of him.
Gunther is such an incredible troll. And he's real good at talking shit. Having him be a babyface is not the way to go.
He ain't gonna be a face. He's still gonna be the heel, so don't even worry about that.
How can he be a heel opposite of Finn Balor?
Oh, simple.
Finn can't be a babyface.
No, Finn is a heel right now because of the Judgment Day is a heel group faction, and right now I guess they still starting to keep him and Priest in the shuffle.
What did you think of the Gunther and Priest match?
It was decent. It was good. I would say
compared to their last match, which do you weigh as being the better match?
See, here's the thing. Both of their matches, Finn interfered then.
Yeah, It did kind of dampen the outcome of it.
Uh, I would probably say the first one when Gunther won the belt from Priest.
Yeah, I felt like the first one was infinitely better, and I didn't even think the first one was great. I just did not. I was not feeling that. I don't know. I I don't know that I think that Gunther and Damian Priest have good in-ring chemistry.
They just they like the what's a good way to say this? It's like the startup version of Edge versus Randy Orton. That's what that is. That's what that is.
Oh, yeah, man, maybe. Maybe.
They'll get to that good feud, but it's like the startup version for them. They wasn't great with chemistry either being they going at each other in the beginning. But
Yeah, I don't know. I struggle because, man, I really would like to be a fan of Damian Priest. I would really like to, we got the Fantasy Faction checking us out live here on Instagram. If you guys want to build your Fantasy Faction, go check them out on Instagram. And you can just continue to dominate over the faction I have put together. I really need to make some trades. I got to switch some things up.
I got to start that again.
But, damn it, I'm a huge fan of Gunther, and I think Damian Priest is very talented. I just think together in the ring, something always just feels off to me. It feels like a rivalry and a feud that I should be able to totally buy into, and it just never does it for me. Their matches are just never. I feel like there's just something missing. I can never put my finger on it. I don't know why I don't enjoy those two in the ring opposite each other.
Yeah, they really ain't that great together.
Yeah, there's always just something that's just a little off. There's something just doesn't quite click. And I think that that's part of my issue with Damian, why I don't feel like Damian Priest is necessarily a main event guy. I just think his matches with Gunther don't do it for me. So I would like to see Priest move away from Gunther and the World Heavyweight title for a while and build up something else. Get away from Judgment Day, get away from Gunther, and do something else with Damian Priest to re-hook me back into enjoying him in the ring and his character. Give me a little bit more with his character. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that War Games overall was a great premium live event, comparatively speaking, to what we have seen these last few months of wrestling pay-per-views. Now, I don't think WWE has been on a roll of great premium live events. I definitely have AEW's pay-per-views over WWE's premium live events.
I would say this. I would say the first 6 months of the year, WWE could win when it comes to pay-per-views. Then after that, it's like they try to prepare for WrestleMania too soon.
It just feels like we're treading water trying to get the Mania, right? Like we're just spinning tires. I wanted to ask you, and we'll probably dig into this a little bit more tomorrow ahead of Raw, but what do you think the favor is that Raw owes Punk? Now that Team Roman won, what's the favor?
It could be any. I would say this. You probably might hate me, but the favor is Heyman has connections of getting Punk that title run, that title shot.
So that's exactly what I think. And I think the reason why we had Gunther and Priest again was, I hate that I'm going to say this, I think they're going to have Punk take that title off of Gunther at Saturday night's main event.
I thought you were going to say the Rumble. Okay.
No, that's how I was trying to figure it out. Like, like maybe they want it for the Raw on Netflix because you probably want a big match there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they definitely want something big for Saturday night's main event. And KO and Cody isn't big, but CM Punk's first world title match in WWE in how many years is a pretty big main event for Saturday night's main event, especially since we're not going to have Seth and Big Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed seems to be injured. I don't think he'll be back for Saturday night's main event. I think he injured both ankles on that big splash off the cage, so hopefully he heals up soon. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed. I'm a pretty big Bronson Reed fan, so
I thought he landed perfectly and not like.
So it seemed like Punk pulled Roman off of there a little delayed, so I think he hit his feet first before he hit the table. So I think that's how the injury happened. I think he kind of, instead of coming here, I think he came more here. I think he tried to kind of stop himself a little bit to make sure they got out of the way. But hopefully he heals up soon. Hopefully it's not a long time that he's out and it's nothing serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're going to have Seth and Big Bronson Reed on Saturday night's main event. I would imagine we're not going to try and build up Punk versus Cody. We're not going to have Punk jump ship because they definitely want Punk to be on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say you do Punk versus Gunther on Saturday night's main event. You could then run it back on the debut on Netflix because you'll have Punk as your world champion. You have Punk go over again. Then you can have it be at the Rumble. This keeps Punk out of the Rumble. And you can have whomever win it because you have Punk exiting the Rumble as world champion. So CM Punk can main event WrestleMania if he goes into Mania with the World Heavyweight title.
Okay. Which one would you rather have, Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday's the real main event. Night 2 is the real main event, right?
I know. I'm saying, which one, Saturday or Sunday?
CM Punk's never going to main event Night 2 of WrestleMania, guys. I'm sorry. That's how we're ending the show, right there. That's it. I hate to be. We can dig into this more tomorrow pre-Raw, but I'm just going to say this. Everyone, please do not at me. Don't tag me in shit. CM Punk is never main eventing Night 2 of WrestleMania. I'm sorry. Tell me when I'm telling lies, Joe. Tell me when I'm telling lies. It's just not going to happen. Even if it seems like it's going to happen, Dwayne's going to take that away from him.
Okay.
He'll never let that happen. Chance in hell. All right. Thank you. Joe, who's your wrestler of the week? We already did match. Who's your wrestler of the week?
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu is a solid pick. Absolutely solid pick. My wrestler of the week is Big Bronson Reed. So even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the War Games match, it was great to see Big Bronson Reed in the main event. And I think he really showed he can be a main event player in WWE.
I picked Jacob Fatu because I haven't seen all his matches before, but this one was on Friday night when he versus Jay. It was good. And
Jacob Fatu can go.
And what really got me is every time he did some big fancy move, he always did "I love you" solo. He did it perfectly well without breaking a smile or laughing.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah. His "I love you" solo is hilarious. That's how I'm going to start telling my wife that I love her.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you, Mindy. Start headbanging like that. I guess
that'd be funny.
All All right.
Funny you do that.
We'll be back tomorrow. We'll preview Raw. Anyone, Lorain County, Cleveland area, if you need tattoos, go hit up Fat Ink Ohio. We're out.